Tom Brady, he learned that because he wasn't the fastest, he was slow.
Lacks great physical stature and strength.
Lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush. System-type player who can get exposed if forced to ad lib.
And gets knocked down easily.
That kind of gets me fired up because I'm thinking, what the hell do these people know?
He said, I may not be blessed with all the traits, but I am going to wake up earlier than them. I'm going to work harder than them. I'm going to study more game tape than them. I'm going to completely bank my entire future on this one thing, burning desire. Brady had this thought in the back of his mind, if they ever make me the starter, they are never going to take me off that field. The concept that I want everyone to just be reminded of, somebody's got to have the delusional vision and cultivate conviction behind it. How many of you have watched The Last Dance documentary, Michael Jordan's life? Unbelievable documentary. And it shows this transformation that Michael Jordan went through as an individual performer. He was MVP of the league, crushing just everyone on points every single year. He had an epiphany. In order to win championships, did individual performance get the job done? Did just him being the best player in the entire NBA win championships? So he goes through this leadership rewiring because he desperately had a vision. I have goosebumps saying this. Desperately, like savage level belief that he was going to be the greatest of all time. He had this insatiable vision that he had to win championships. So that vision forced him, absolutely forced him to learn leadership skills. It forced him to pass the ball more throughout the game. And what happened? As soon as he started putting trust in his team, as soon as he started realizing if I want to win championships, I can't be the one scoring all the points, they started getting to the finals. They started winning championships eventually. And it took him years after he made the leadership commitment. And the leadership commitment is when you make a commitment that your individual skill trade, your personal skills are no longer the number one priority in your life from a performance aspect. So you only have 24 hours in a day. So your individual skills cannot go far. Therefore, the only way that you're going to multiply effort and other people's skills is through other people. And the way that you invigorate, motivate, inspire other people is through leadership. Therefore, if you want to reach your vision, whatever that is, you have to make the leadership commitment. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post a clip from this Tom Brady interview. So I watched Tom Brady explain the same exact epiphany that Michael Jordan had in different ways. This now is a completely different lead-in. Michael Jordan was what you call a star athlete, right? From birth, he was pretty good. I mean, he was a top prospect. He was always crushing it, right? Not Tom Brady. Tom Brady had to learn the leadership edge for a different reason. He was the 199th pick in the NFL the year he was drafted and ended up becoming an absolute legendary player. When he was playing in college, they recruited this high school stud that played college ball with Brady when he was at Michigan, and he was an athletic masterpiece, this guy, that Brady was competing against for the starting spot. It took Brady 2.5 years to earn the coach's trust that he could be the starter. And as soon as he earned the coach's trust, being the underdog, he started as like the 5th string quarterback at Michigan. Just earns the coach's trust, and then boom, they recruit this top guy. So right when he was right about it, his vision of being the starting quarterback, boom, another adversity hits. He's fighting, and then this new recruit comes in.
Michigan is continuing to try to get Henson more and more opportunities to go out there and get experience because his upside is so much higher than Tom Brady's. And I said, yeah, but Brady's the guy with the experience. He's the captain. 10 wins last year. He said, yeah, but he doesn't play Henson. He's got a problem because then Henson's going to go and he's going to go play baseball.
And the coach made it so that the first quarter of the game, this new recruit would play. The second quarter of the game, Brady would play. And then based on who had the better first half quarter, they would play the second half of the game. So Brady had to fight every single year in college. And eventually, they had a couple losses, and then the coach finally said, "You're the starting quarterback." Brady had this thought in the back of his mind: if they ever make me the starter, they are never gonna take me off that field. He had a chip on his shoulder. Very different motivation than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had to suppress his all-star traits to become a leader. Tom Brady, as he got his first start in college, he learned that because he wasn't the fastest, he was slow. What do you think that cultivated within him? Determination, drive, consistency. He calls them consistent disciplines. He said, I may not be blessed with all the traits, but I am gonna wake up earlier than them. I'm gonna work harder than them. I'm gonna be more calculated than them. I'm gonna study more game tape than them. Completely bank my entire future on this one thing, burning desire. And because he didn't have all these traits, he became an excellent leader.
Gotta play tougher, harder, tougher, everything. Everything we got.
Here's an example of this. One of the games, they put in the other quarterback scores a touchdown, and they actually win a game. This was one of the biggest leadership moments for Tom Brady, where he said, they put in my competitor, and the way I celebrate this win, when I wasn't the one that won the game, will be a defining moment for my leadership. And he said he never celebrated harder than he celebrated than when his competition won the game, because he wanted to show his teammates he was there for the win. He wasn't there for him to be in the spotlight. He was there for just the win. The coach sees this out of the corner of his eye, and the next game was the game that they decided that Tom Brady was going to take over for the rest of the season. He learned at that moment he was going to be a level 5 leader. When he was a backup quarterback, they'd put him in training. As a backup, you would only get 2 practice passes. The person above him would get 10 practice passes. The starter would get 20 practice passes. So he hires a sports psychologist. He's super frustrated. Things aren't going my way. I only get 2 passes in practice. And the sports psychologist, this is his first coach, what do you think he attributes all of his success to? His coaches and his team. And by the way, how many coaches do you think Brady had at his prime? He had 12 coaches when he was at his prime. Nutrition, stretching, for every single part of his game. Every time they're like, Brady's the best of all time, he's like, nope, my coaches made me this way, my team made me this way. Because he learned that level 5 leadership was the solution. So when he would get those 2 passes in practice, his sports psychologist coach said, Brady, you need to stop focusing on why you're 3rd string right now. What you need to focus on is perfectly executing those 2 passes and coming in with so much energy when they call you, right? So much energy that when they call you for those 2 passes, you sprint up, you lead the team, you show them the vision that you have for your future. You go to that and you go, yeah, come on team, come on, let's go, let's go. Calling the play. All right, everyone, come on. Perfectly executed. And then he would go back, he would repeat, and then boom, like a light switch, he would just be little lanky Tom Brady on the side, while the other starters got their 10 passes and 20 passes during practice. He decided to focus on what he had control over. In order to have this insane level of motivation and belief in your future, the leadership commitment has to be made. You're not gonna be the one to do all the work. You're going to get results through others. You're gonna take control of that which you can control. You're not gonna complain if things don't go your way or it's hard or da-da-da-da-da. You are going to let your vision do irrational things for you. The only reason Brady came in with that much high energy is because he had a vision of being the starter. He had a vision of being the best he could be. Otherwise, why would he run up and do all these crazy precise throws? What would drive that level of precision and action? But a vision.